So I wanted to do an updated tutorial of our 2025-2026 planners. We sell both the academic planner, which is called our non-teacher planner, and our teacher planner. Both of those come in 9 different layouts, so I'm going to show you all 9 of those today in detail. So the front of our planner is going to look the same. This is actually an add-on option. This is our clear pocket folder. So this is going to be an additional cost. However, I highly recommend it. I cannot live without it. It is clear, so you can use it like a so that you can see through it. Like if you want to put your calendar in here so that you can reference dates, so you can get multiples of these. You can also put these in the front or the back. And you can also use it like a folder. So if you get papers from meetings and you want to shove those in there, you can use it that way as well. So it kind of works like a sleeve protector, but it also can work as a folder. So these are a great option to have. And again, you can add those to the front or the back of your planner, and you can order multiple of them. This is what the first page of the planner is going to look like. Then you get a spread of all 12 months. And then this is great if you want to highlight important events. Then this is going to be a fillable version of all 12 months. Some teachers like to use this for student birthdays, even though we do have a student birthdays add-on. You can also use this to plan out certain events, whether that is lesson planning, certain time frames for each month. So that is a great feature. Then we have goals pages. Then you will come to a notes page, which is going to have that month's themed doodle. And this comes in all of our planners. So that's our teacher, our non-teacher, which is like our academic planner. We also have calendar notebooks and grade books. That's going to come with these doodles as well. So what I'm going to go over in this video specifically is our 9 different layouts. So what I did is I put a different layout in each of these months. So they will look very similar. Like you will have a month at a glance after this month dashboard. I love this month dashboard, by the way. I use this often. This is actually where I plan out my mastery assignments for each of my classes. And I want to make sure that I hit those masteries throughout that unit. So I use that often on this page. And this is a nice material to be able to write on. It's not glossy to where you can't write on it. I know some planners out there, this part is so shiny and glossy that you can't write on it, but this you can. And it's nice and thick and durable. It's actually very soft too, just like our paper. And then you have your month at a glance, which this is going to be the same no matter what planner that you choose. And you also have a column for some extra notes, and you will find that we do update these quotes each season. So you'll have a nice quote for the month, and then you get a little preview of the previous month and the next month as well. Following that, this is where I have each of our different subjects. So this first one is our 1 subject layout. This one has your dates vertically. And then it's called the 1 subject because it is ideal for just teaching 1 subject. Some people, though, get this even though they teach multiple subjects. They just love having all of the space. So this one is like a typical planner. It's very roomy with lots of space. And if you needed to, you could draw, lines to section this off if you wanted to. This one cannot be customized. We do offer custom subjects. This one you do not, because it's just one big box. And then here is a look at the other side. You'll see that it does have a little extra box here. It does have Saturday and Sunday, and then a little extra notes box, and then a little month preview. So that is our 1 subject layout. Then the next month, you'll see there's another monthly doodle at the end. Then next is going to be our 2 subject layout. So this one is just like our 1 subject, except for it has a vertical line splitting the box into 2. So this is a great option. If you teach 2 different subjects, you could put subject 1 and then subject 2 here. You can write these in yourself, or you can pay for an add-on fee to have your subjects printed. So again, the days are going to be vertical and your subjects are going to be horizontal across the top. And the only difference between the 1 and the 2 is that vertical line splitting it into 2 sections. This layout is actually the layout that my principal and my vice principal get. They like to use one side for their meetings, and then they use the other side as a to-do checklist. So I often recommend this layout to principals and vice principals. Again, all of these layouts that I'm showing you come in our teacher and our non-teacher planner. The only difference between our teacher planner and our non-teacher planner is what comes in the back, and I will go over that at a later time. This video is just going over the different layouts. So here is the next month dashboard. Month at a glance is going to be the same. This layout is our 3-subject layout. This is the layout that I actually use personally. I love this layout because it has the days across the top. So those are going to be horizontal, and then your subjects are going to be vertical. And why this is a 3-subject is because it has 3 distinct boxes. Now I teach 2 different subjects, but I love having the extra box, and I also love having my days across the top and my subjects vertically. That's just what I prefer. So I go with the 3-subject, even though I have 2 different preps. I teach, I teach 4 different math classes. I teach 2 that are regular 7th grade, so I'll put them, like my my prep stuff here for plans up here. Then I teach 2 advanced 7th grade classes, so I put my lesson plans for that class here. And then I like to have an extra box for my advisory class that I teach. And sometimes I use this box for outside of school stuff, or like an extra to-do box, because not every time do I have plans for advisory. A lot of times it'll be like a reading plus or something, so I don't need to do any lesson planning for that. So I will use this as an extra to-do box or stuff for after school. And then this is what the other side looks like. What I like about this layout as well is you get the weekend and you get a nice to-do box and then a month preview. So that is the 3-subject layout. Here's the dashboard for October, month at a glance. And then this is our 4-subject layout. My teaching partner, PLC partner, she chooses this layout. She teaches the same subjects as me, but she likes to have a box for her 7th grade, her advanced 7th grade, a box for her advisory, and then she likes to have an extra box for like home stuff or to do. So if you want like an extra section, this layout is great. Or if you have 3 different subjects that you teach and you want an extra one, this is a great layout to choose as well. Again, the days are across the top horizontally, and your subjects are going to be vertical. So the only difference between this layout and our 3-subject layout is the number of boxes. So it's going to have 4 different sections. You will find that it has the weekends and a to-do checklist box as well. The next layout is the 5-subject layout. It is just like the other one, except for you're going to see that there are 5 different sections, 5 different boxes. Days are across the top. Subjects are vertical again, but there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different boxes. Same over here, weekends and a to-do checklist box. Finally, our 6-subject layout. Well, it's not our final one, but the final one that looks like this, where the days are across the top. So this is probably, I think this is our most popular layout. This works for a lot of teachers. I think a lot of teachers like to have a box for each of their classes. I don't, because my preps are the same, but some teachers, like elementary teachers, have a lot of different preps as well. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 6 different boxes. Otherwise, it is the same style. Next up is our 7-subject layout. This one is very different because of the placement of the days. So you will see that the days are going to be vertical and your subjects now are going to be horizontal. And the reason why we call this the 7-subject is because there are 7 different columns. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 columns What's nice about this layout is there is a to-do box checklist, just like the other layouts. We also have a day for Saturday and Sunday, so you do get to add your weekends in there. So I'll do a closer look. Again, there are 7 different columns, so this is ideal if you teach 7 different subjects. The next one is our 8 subject layout. It is very similar to our 7 subject. The difference between our 7 and our 8 is that there's going to be an extra column. In order to make room for that extra column, though, we did have to get rid of the weekend and we had to get rid of the little to-do checklist box. Some people will use the 8 subject and just use that final column as an entire to-do checklist area. So that is an option. So there is no weekends and no to-do checklist. So just keep that in mind. There is a little strip though. We had a little extra space, so we try to utilize every bit of space. And this is like a little side note section. So here is the 8 subject. This page will look just like the 7. But this is where it is different from the 7. You've got an extra column. So there's 8 separate columns. Finally, our last layout is our hourly layout. This is new this season. We've been getting asked to do this layout for many years, so it is finally here. We do not customize this in terms of like you can't do a custom subject for this. You will see that the days are across the top, and then vertically you're going to see the different times. And I'll go over what that looks like. It starts with 5 a.m. and then it goes in and it shows, and it goes 5:30, 6 a.m., 6:30, and then goes all the way down to 9 p.m. to 9:30. This is a very detailed layout. I imagine counselors using this. I imagine maybe some principals finding this useful. Anybody who schedules times would be, this would be a useful layout. And then I could see anybody who, in the service industry, like I'm just thinking of my nail tech, I could see her using this layout to schedule her appointments. And then this is what the other side looks like. You will see that you do get a column for Saturday and Sunday. We did go back and forth on whether or not to do just a small Saturday, Sunday, or do a column. Just let us know, give us some feedback. We'd like to know, like we can always change that next season if you think that it would be more ideal to have a smaller Saturday and Sunday split like over here, and then give you more space in like the regular day columns. We went back and forth on that. I was not sure. Then I was thinking like if someone does use this on the weekends, they might want to have all of those hours. Again, they're split up. I'll zoom in a little bit more. It starts at 5 a.m. and then a grayed out 5:30. And so each hour is in a more bold print, and then the half hour is in a more like a lighter gray. But it is divided by a light gray line. So it'll be 5 a.m., then 5:30, then 6 a.m. and 6:30, and so forth. And what's nice too, you got a notes and a to-do checklist box. So that is all of our different layouts. So I did one for each month, but obviously when you would order this, the whole planner would be the same layout. Like you can't order like half of it, a 3 subject and half a 4 subject. So each month would have the same layout. And then what follows that will be whether or not you get the non-teacher or if you get the teacher. So I'll go over that in a different video.